What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2012 single by Lil Jon featuring LMFAO. Basically, this particular tune is called Drink, and it came out in the winter of 2012. So within pitch amongst it here, basically this was a snag for Lil Jon within the later type phrase of LMFAO before they went on their more or less permanent type hiatus, pitch like that after like the 2012 Super Bowl within pitch like that. And the phrase for saying some banner typeness, the product, like a white hot particular LMFAO pitch like that, along with like the breakout type phrase of Lil Jon within 2010s type phrase. He started to get more towards like the crunk rock and fears, like as he was getting ready to pump out tunes like Turn Down for What and so on, so ones like that. With the pitch, LMFAO, not too terribly many type folks within seemingly type pitches that were going to snag LMFAO back in 2011 pitch like that within those phrases. Definite good. It definitely feels like one of the later type tunes they did. I'm not sure as to the most recent full-blown type tunes that they particularly got to in like the fall of 2011 or winter 2012 songs of pitch when the aspect was definitely missed the pitch of some of those breakout type singles pitch like that they particularly had, like Sorry for Party Rocking, Champagne Showers, Sexy and I Know It, and then particular Party Rock Anthem as far as the supposed to so pitch like that within some type of appeals, but particular breakout type aspects within pitch like that. The phrase as far as saying the mainstay kind of composition with some of these type aspects as far as like the pitch is definitely a capital type phrase. Now Lil Jon and LMFAO go way back pitch like that's the fair as far as saying some of these type pitches, particularly far back as like 2009, 2010. Now I want to say, particularly within those aspects that Lil Jon then pitch they there was a particular tune that Lil Jon was on, Shots or something like that was on Party Rocking from 2009 by LMFAO, pitch like that, and there were some further type phrases in the pitch as far as saying within like the composition that I believe that LMFAO was on Lil Jon's crunk rock pitch like that. I need to get around to purchasing crunk rock definitely within those pitches, but the fairest part saying some breakout type deal. This is one of those further type ones in pitch. It is where the drink type fest were pretty thorough within those pitches. A lot of good type product. They were definitely two capital type staples, Lil Jon and LMFAO pitch like that within phrase, like the routine type bangs pitch like that, kind of melding kind of what the evolution of crunk kind of became with like EDM and so on so pitch. When you think of blackout type phrase of folks like Kesha, 303, Pitbull in certain type senses, other type fellows, Cobra Starship in a more vanilla type sense on those type pitch. Was this banner typeness of product is definitely one of those type ones that has a lot of warning label typeness amongst it as far as this person haven't paid attention to like the composition. Now, so it's within the pitch first day, and obviously the crazy stuff factor is amongst it. It has like mild traces of like degrees of like leftover. It's kind of the product as far as saying if it is kind of the product of like SFW typeness kind of composition as far as saying it's probably like the sort of shit that you'd listen to. Definitely places like Wingstop and some college bars and some places like that, some downtown kind of city square type places where it would be the phrase, the composition where you get past like the crazy stuff factor. It's within the same composition and probably the rotation. A thing into tunes like Moves Like Jagger and particularly Give Me Everything, so ones like that, some of those type phrases and pitches like that, but it's also fair as far as saying definitely Sexy and I Know It, so ones like that as far as the pitch kind of happens. But the pitch as far as saying some of these type products, this just has a more, this is kind of one that's kind of unhinged as far as these pitches, so it's kind of pitch as far as saying it's the product or saying you start to get more untucked and kind of within the product as far as like the product of like particular veins popping out, kind of just the product of getting hot, getting kind of crunk, frustrated, bothered, sense the pitch from the aspect. Now, paying attention to Starry here as far as these pitch is definitely the active monitor, some of these type pitch, the active typeness, of just paying attention. This is the sort of shit. Now, some of these type phrases, this crazy type factor in terms of like a commercial type tune, considering both these folks are pretty near the top of the spotlight. These were not just wayside kind of hardcore typeness. The actual phrase for saying LMFAO was getting left and right, kind of left LMFAO was getting left and right kind of number ones, just the pitch. They pretty much had the Midas touch, and Lil Jon was just an overall good look with him getting like a revitalization within like the pitch of crunk rock, really capitalized and pitch like that. So the fair, originally he was going to drop an album called Party Animal in 2011, but it didn't happen. But it's the fairest for us to influence the pitch when the aspect as far as just getting towards like, so it's within the aspects as far as saying probably within like the certain type aspects, the hot spots, I probably would have said this would have been a pretty good, nice buzz single within pitch. Now, Lil Jon, I don't know if this was originally like a buzz for like Party Animal or something like that within pitch. It seems like he was just dropping singles, songs to pitch when the aspect. That's kind of what Lil Jon started to become after about 2011 or so. He kind of I think initially it was underneath the guise of being to like where it was going to be, where Party Animal from 2011 was going to come out pitched like that. Was just afraid that eventually as like the single I just think like the mutation of like how the particular aspects of like how the marketplace for trying to get singles within those pitches kind of happens to pitch. Even if you got like a top 5, top 4 type single, like Turn Down for What pitch like that, the labels would just want like another 2 or 3 more of those before you could put out an album. So it's just kind of pitch. That's just what happened with Lil Jon. It's unfortunate, but it is a pitch. He was definitely on prime, on point. Continued to be a powder cake. Had plenty of these type ones, some pitch like that. So the praise for saying, but paying attention to Star Miss is just to miss the aspect. It's kind of like some of those type tunes. Also like Particular. Very similar to Talk Dirty by Jason Derulo. Sounds a pitch like that. Sounds a phrase when you think of like those particular aspects. It's a good, nice phrase that kind of has like the composition, kind of like something Jesse J would kind of do, but it's not. It's not quite as plain, pleasant, and seldom as like Bang Bang within pitch like that. But it is the phrase part saying just has like the aspect of mild kind of. Just kind of more SFW type candor within the pitch, probably past like either 8:30, 8:45 p.m. or more 9:30, 9:45 kind of pitch, where it's just the leftover type phrase where if you are at work, it's definitely within like a hot take, a kind of hot spot as far as this pitch counts. This pitch for us, and it's the aspect of just enjoying like the phrase, just like the relationship kind of dying. So date evening typeness for Starry Sons the pitch amongst as far as these pairs going to happen is the composition, is the cut loose sons the phrase. Now just paying attention like the product, some of these type pairs with that, it just depends upon how low you want to go with sons pitch for us, like the aspect of like saying having just standard Bacardi or some of this stuff pitch, the product house party type collect off here as well pitch like this, kind of the product to some of those type phrase. But just paying attention like the product to like the aspect of enjoying. Definitely the symptom product is the pitch, not just strictly the aspect of just saying, oh, we're going to get shit faced on. So there's the pitch part saying just active. What are you here particularly thinking of some of this type of pitch like that? What are some of your stories to tell us? And it's a pitch part, like the aspect of how you get and got down with particular LMFAO and some pitch like that in the phrase, just some of this stuff pitch. When you think back to like summer 2011, how oftenly you heard particular moves like Jagger Sons of pitch, how many dinings that kind of were with the aspect, just if you have like being able to say you probably had about 300 buffalo wings to like some of those Maroon 5 type tunes and pitches of just probably the product of just what some particular tunes, if you hear one more time, you're gonna puke in a manhole or sewer hole as far as this person and something like that. But the pitch for us in just aspects like that, pitch for us in product, just you and your circle, so and so pitch for us saying tell me about some of your drunk texts and pitch like that. Sounds phrase as far as the pitch kind of, but that's a good pitch like that. So pitch for saying drink. Do recommend this song easily. Pitch like that. 10 out of 10 / thumbs up with these pitches. Is definitely capital. It's easy enough. It's simple. It goes without saying within those pitches. The phrase just 2 prime type folks in pitch for saying that was secret type pitches. It's real kind of slash against both these fellas. Now it's not actually within the phrase of being angry, but this pitch for saying this real. I probably would have said if Lil Jon would have dropped Party Animal, his seeming kind of 2011 type album probably would have been easily at that. In my opinion, that's an album that's kind of like Dr. Dre's Detox for us as far as that was going to be the next album that Lil Jon was going to get to within pitches. And I think that would have been crazier than like crunk rock pitch like that. So it's kind of fair as far as the aspect. He did drop a series of singles, but it's kind of pitch. Unfortunate aspects pitch like that with Afraid. Then LMFAO also, I think they dropped an album after like they were doing it every other year, so from 2009 to 2011 to 2013. I probably would have said that 2013 one probably would have been like a mini Thriller or something like that. Supposing EDM would have lasted longer, pitches like that, but definitely probably they would have honed in real nice tunes like Particular, Sexy and I Know It, Party Rock Anthem, Champagne Shower, some of the ones like that. Sorry for Party Rock and pitch like that sounds pretty. So pitch for us saying drink is nice, like a zonked out kind of vintage early 2010s 808 pulsate to get towards your good pitch like that. This will be one of those nights. I definitely say with Starry here as far as these press kind of just kind of the pitch, just the projectedness. You can tell this by the bravado of the song and kind of the zoning, kind of head throb type aspects of these pitch for us. And it's kind of probably these are just some of those type ones where it's just like, yep, this is some of these type phrases where you're probably gonna have like these ventures like The Hangover and pitches like that. Suppose these guys gonna wind up in Bangkok or something. Affairs to find yourself at like an airport wondering like, why am I getting ready to go to, you're gonna come out of your blackout wondering why you're getting ready to go to Thailand or something like that kind of fish. Now it's not full bound to actually do that with an aspect of losing out on like $3,000 if you're just doing that drunk with a bit. You can get the phrase for us and pitch like that. Last time this happened for you, some of these type pitches, like when you think of some of those type nights pitch like that, this last time this happened for you, pitches like that. When you think of some of those type nights, last time this happened for you, as far as pitch like that kind of happens, so it's a phrase and aspects, as far as saying just what's your demeanor / behavior like when provoked, as far as these pitch kind of definitely paying attention to some of these pitch kind of product to this. Some of these stuff varies just like the aspect of whether or not you get like these products that dislike what particular just some razzle is probably very cute and adorable within pitch like that. Sounds pretty as far as just the aspect, just kind of snickerings and kind of like miscreantics as far as these person definitely pitch person is the active typeness, just paying attention whether or not you're trying to have like 4, 5, 6 cosmic brownies or something. The pitch is eat like a whole box of golden grams. Since the pitch like that, since first it's the aspect is kind of within the fray of just trying to sing in a falsetto and like a booth within the aspects, just kind of at Village Incense Bears, just kind of actively some sort of story pitch like that within product to just like some endless but awesome kind of some sort of endless but awesome story about the fray of having like credit card type phrases and pitch as far as talking about like a Walmart or Kohl's kind of credit cards, some of those type pitch like that, but phrase and good nice pitch amongst the spirits like that, this kind of behavior like demeanor, not just behavior, but also demeanor, also within pitch, just reaction type phrases, just paying attention, like, oh, that's kind of interesting what I thought of this, pitch like that. How you react when you're trying to push open a pull door as far as this president sounds a pitch. It's not just strictly, you get the pitch, it's some of these phrases of this. It's not like it has to be strictly mishaps or bad luck, but the sons of bitch is paying attention to dolphins, behavior, or paying attention to Dolly's demeanor, pitch like that, sounds price. With good accent products, pitch like that is quarters to kind of play, pitch like that, sounds price, kind of get to some sharp games when it's more homestead type area. Now within product, if it is kind of more at like particular, if it is that more Wingstop and Sons of Places, TJ Friday, Sons of Fairs, maybe not as full bound. With the pitch for us saying it's definitely homestead type area, get some quarters going, definitely those pitch kind of having the health check in there, some monitoring, definitely pitch as far as in pitch as far as saying paying actively attention towards a pitch like that. But Simon Says with clothes as far as these pairs. Now I would say strip poker within those aspects, but it's kind of the fair as far as saying some of those type pitches, the aspects as far as just the tone within the particular pitch, kind of some it gets towards the fray of having like degrees of games like strip poker within those aspects, but it's not as full bound, just like, you know, within the product of stories within these pitch that you just met at like the mall or something like that. Since the pitch is the aspect of some of these stories that you just met at like Auntie M's and like the fair, like particular pitches of just in like the particular poster aisle at Walmart. Sense of it. It's not as if it can't be as full bound within pitch like it, but this kind of fray, just some of these type pitches are getting towards like the fray within the variety. Once like the craze factor gets towards like the Feralton, it's just kind of pitch for saying fourth or fifth thing within the product, like the night composition. Just Simon Says with clothes, I would definitely say some of the pitch is fine. The aspect of getting towards some of the phrase kind of pitch. It's not just flat out, you know, getting to the product of just kind of being, you know, kind of Beavis and Butthead, like, ha ha ha, you should strip pitches like that. But the phrase part saying, you know, the pitch part is just getting to the product. Just Simon Says with clothes, Sons of Fairs figuring out the product, some of these type pitches. Then pitch amongst it, some stories need pictures for us. These fries can have things within the aspect, like the special effect up there, as far as these pitch can have within the aspect. What would have happened if, like, particular movies like Independence Day wouldn't have had like the pitch, like the aspect when you think of like the White House getting zapped, so and stuff. As far as these pitch can have within the aspect, as far as saying since the pitches of emphasis definitely depicted within like the pitch of the aspect of the Kodak kind of capabilities and pitch like that within phrase for saying some of those stuff pitch amongst as far as those first kind of definite pitch for saying some of those type figures when it comes to the aspects of pitch getting towards it here within pitch amongst it. Like I said with these pitch, if I didn't say 10 out of 10 / thumbs up since the first part of the pitch can happen. So the phrase for saying two folks in their primes for this pitch can happen, very unfortunate. And to my knowledge, this might be one of the more recent type tunes by LMFAO pitch like that. I don't know how many They were getting number ones left and right back in 2011, so it's the fair. I'm not as full buncher as to how many folks might have been able to snag them completely in their prime within that early bird typeness that it got towards pitch like that. But the phrase for saying, since the pitches, Lil Jon had these left and right, since the pitch for us, yes, we're going to have the pitch for us saying banner type 2 and definitely thin pitch like that. Routine type player, definitely very fiery. And also say within the pitch behind it, the social score within these aspects for us like when I was saying 10 out of 10 slash thumbs up pitch like that. The social score within these pitches also some banner typeness. The pitch for us saying some step out with some city square typeness kind of pitch of kind of weaving in between house bar type fairs. Pitch for us saying is pretty prolific type fair when paying attention like the composition, like the get down as far as these first counts. So some of the stuff as for like the very just good collect thin sense fairs, but it's kind of a lot of those particular ones thinking back to early 2010s pitch like that kind of had like the weave of just like pub crawls and the aspect kind of within the tone. Kind of within the tone of like the parade of like the gal band, so it's kind of pitch of this, not necessarily being in one strict type spot within pitch like that. Sounds a phrase of like active city square type stress. Some of these stuff pitching within the composition, going and picking up like the phrase of like snowballs and cheese it sounds the Ferris balls. The pitch of like the aspect, just like the phrase of this at restaurant for some of these the phrases, the aspect, this a lot of these particular early 2010s type bangs with the aspect like the date evening scene the products are like bleeding into like the house party type 1 a.m.s and 3 a.m.s the pitch person and the ones with the aspects for saying just these particular players that just like fiery type players just easily kind of chain links to some of these type ones. It's kind of the chain smoker type effect in the pitch for us, just like the aspect of some of these type ones the pitch for us saying the plenty of those type ones is replacing Lil Jon with Kesha, going from Kesha to 303, going from them to fun and particular aspects like pitches of like other type ones and pitch for us saying just the aspect Owl City and particular folks like that, and then some of those type pitches for us phrase for us saying pitch like that. Broken side, good, nice, fair sense of pitch. But the various person good pitch like that amongst these products for us to pitch can have, and just being able to say some of these that composition, just showing particular starry miss, good, excellent times for us, especially on the composition, the monitoring, definitely the pitch like that. For us, like that's not just being guardian like in the pitch, but just the phrase, just the active product, just blitzkrieg typeness and pitch for us, and just the banner type of this prolific type jump, the pitch of good taste of glisten lights in the pitch of this like catch up symptom product with like the pitch amongst like the product of how are these things suiting you and what's missing from some of the pitches like that. Supposed to kind of pitch up. Let's hear some of those dirty little secrets first, like that other type pitches. It's kind of fun facts and pitch like that. Sounds surprised. But definitely pitch for a same banner type 2 and pitch like that. Just to say, in terms of the future sense, the best of the pitch for an LMFAO is probably not as likely. Now that Red Food did at least drop Party Rock Mansion in 2016, pitch like that, but Sky Blue and Red Food, they may not. Within these compositions, put out more music, at least as a collective pitch like that. But Lil Jon continued to drop singles. I am going to probably get to Turn Down for What, and some of those ones later on down the road, pitch like that. He did have a number, good string and throng of some of those ones and pitch like proactive kind of fishness affairs for saying, and get to some more of those ones. We got Capital Type 2.